So I guess I'll reintroduce this. I wanted to get on here. It's been a while since I made some new content. Welcome back. You can see I'm trying to get my grounding here. Got the mic on. Thank you so much for helping me out in the chat there, Will. I appreciate that. I wanted to go through this Celine Dion video. She just came out with a brand new clothing line called New, but it should really be called No, because it is so creepy. So before we get into it, let me give you a little bit of context here. So the idea is that it is a gender neutral clothing line. And, if I just heard that and there wasn't all this other social context going on of Pride Month and trans ideology, I might be down with it. I mean, I myself, even to this day, I'm a tomboy. I got some pretty heavy androgynous vibes at times, you could say. But I'm a woman. I feel very, very much in my femininity. I just choose to dress in a certain way, and I feel most comfortable in a certain way. From first grade until my bat mitzvah at 13, I swore off dresses. Like, I often was confused as a boy. I chose to wear boy clothes, but there was never any confusion I guess I personally was confused, but my parents were always treated me as a girl. Oh no, that's my daughter. And that's how it was reinforced. And I was allowed to do my thing, and then I grew out of it. But we've got this new clothing line here, and to me, it very much is saying the quiet parts out loud. So let's go ahead, go through the trailer, check it out. And then from my friend, not really my real life friend, but on Twitter, I follow her, the redheaded libertarian. I'd like to be friends. So if you know her, hit her up, tell her it'd be cool to chat. And she has a bunch of screen caps from the whole clothing line. So we'll go through those. But let's just start out with this trailer. All right, so Celine Dion.
It's okay.
So you already know this clothing line is going to be awesome because she's being chased down and arrested for it. It's so breaking. It's so cutting edge. It's so awesome that they're arresting her for it, which by the end of this, you'll see, I think that she should probably be thrown in jail.
I'm Celine Dion.
And so you can see they're using the celebrity, oh, this is a famous person. She can't do anything wrong, right? The expert class knows all. Mask up, vax up, stay safe. All right, so flashback.
Our children. They are not really our children.
Oh, they're not? Our children are not really our children? Because I would beg to differ. My son is my son. He's not your son. He's my son. I get to choose how he's brought up, the values he's instilled with, the religious background, the culture. So, already, no Celine Dion, my son.
As we are all just links in a never-ending chain that is life.
I mean, if I was on a mushroom trip in the middle of the woods and I was like, oh, we're all just interconnected and we're just this big chain of life, and okay, maybe in that context, but here directly after telling me that my son is not really my son and, we're just all this never ending link chain in life. Just hand your son over or your daughter and we'll take care of him. We promise.
For us, they are everything. But in reality, we are only a fraction of their universe.
All right, so she's in the hospital, in the baby ward, talking about how my child is not really my child, just a child of the world. Not creepy, right?
Miss the past.
And of course the women in there just yeah, yeah, just let this person in the middle of the night just walk into our hospital. Totally normal hospital protocol. This is why I'm not having my next child in a hospital.
Dream of tomorrow. We may thrust them forward into the future, but the course will always be theirs to choose.
All right, again, if we want to get very technical, yeah, there's like truths within these lines. Our kids, they are going to go off into the world and they are ultimately going to shape their own destiny. But the whole point is from 0 to 18, or, and even on, my parents are still highly influential in my life. We shape them, we give them the skills, the knowledge, the culture, the history, the things that they need to ultimately go off and navigate that. Like, they're not just like born able to go out into the world and suddenly know who they are and what this whole thing is about. Because if parents aren't telling them, somebody is. And I sure hope it's not Celine Dion based on this commercial. All right, so she's got her magical fairy dust. She's spreading it around, and we no longer have boys and girls in blue and pink. We have black and white with these weird, I guess it's like the hospital symbol or a cross or an occult symbol, maybe. And everything's in black and white. And we have creepy monsters all around. And I mean, for my son's baby shower, I did have like a little monster theme, but it was really cute. It was like all different color little monsters and not this creepy, weird black and white thing. We knew he was a boy, so we were referring to him as a boy. People gave us kind of like boy style gifts, you can say, but again, it wasn't like overly manly. This is just weird though. And so then they're gonna give us a little preview of some of the clothes. I mean, that's not bad, the star thing. New order. And then here come the cops, as they should.
I can't believe they called security. I mean, oh, come on, I'm Celine Dion.
Like, I'm Celine Dion. Like, I should be able to do whatever I want. Like, is that supposed to be silly? Is it supposed to be funny? Like, is it just throwing kind of, I think there's this idea, or there's this thing that people say that the New World Order or these Klaus Schwab types, World Economic Forums, part of the deal that they have is that they have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it. But it almost seems so absurd. And so she's sitting here basically telling us, like, I'm Celine Dion. Us celebrities, us elites, us rich people. I mean, not all rich people. I used to got to be the right rich person, but money does get you somewhere. We can do whatever we want. I'm Celine Dion. All right. And then they go on to chase her down, as we saw in the beginning of the video, and arrest her, as they should. But ooh, that is some weird stuff. And so I thought that we would go through the thread, have some screenshots from the clothing line, their Instagram, to really just showcase this isn't just gender neutral, right? It's not just like neutral color tones with like cute, neutral, like animals. I mean, my son wore elephants. My son wore um, giraffes. My son wore stars. My son, there's all sorts of different things that we could go for here, all sorts of different color combinations that don't include like black and white, and as we're gonna see, skulls, all sorts of just weird things. So here is, oh wait, let me switch this out and share with you the next, share with you the Twitter thread that I had. So right here is the Twitter thread. As I said, this is from the Red-Headed Libertarian, definitely a great follow. And so she says, this clothing line actually came out in 2018. So I said it was a new clothing line, but I was mistaken. It's new-ish, but it's from 2018 and it went under the radar apparently. So let's go through this and check it out. So here's our baby, and that's exactly what you want to do with your your newborn baby. You were just born, baby. So let me show you what death looks like. Let's just put death all over you. You know? Like, I mean, there definitely is a thing about skulls and fashion. I know they have like the candy skull head tattoos is a thing. Bikers sometimes, again, in certain contexts, they can be cute or artsy, but on a newborn baby, like I don't even have words. And so skulls are very popular all throughout here. So from the little kids up to your growing boys. And I mean, again, like a skull can be cute, or I don't know, my son has like different dinosaur bone things. If they were doing sort of maybe like a Grey's Anatomy type deal, there might be a way to do this. I'm not saying it can't be done, but this isn't it. This is definitely not it. Um, and then here we go. We've got an eye. Definitely not the all-seeing eye, right? Definitely not the all-seeing eye of power-hungry elites trying to control the world's financial and social systems. Definitely not that. Just an eye, you know. Definitely not an all-seeing eye. I don't know. And then we got numbers like 3 and 6. They've got like number and letter things going on. Here we go. We have a new order. So what's the new order? Apparently, though, this is a band from the 80s. One of the people who I follow, Brooklyn Angry Mom, she was like, "Oh, that's a great band from the 80s." Down here, she left a comment. Right? "Oh, this is a great new wave band from the 80s." Right? So again, they do these double meanings where it's like, oh no, that's just a band from the 80s, not anything weird. You're putting together this whole conspiracy theory, but no, there's a simple explanation for it. Again, I'm not ruling it out. Maybe it is just like a whole 80s thing. I wasn't born in the 80s. Maybe skulls were super popular and everybody put skulls on their babies in the 80s and we're just trying to bring it back. I don't know. Who was born in the 80s? Let me know if that was a thing. You have baby pictures in skulls. um, so again, maybe it's the 80s band. Maybe. I mean, that's a thing where you get like the vintage t-shirts of the old bands. But I don't know. It doesn't seem that way. All right, just screen caps again from the video we just watched, right? Celine Dion blowing some fairy dust and turning your lovely little boys and girls into gender neutral, definitely not at all creepy occult thing going on here. And then so she went to the Instagram and pulled some screenshots from the Instagram. And again, like this is supposed to be a children's clothing line. And these are just not children's pictures. Like I don't want my son looking at that. It's just not the types of images we show our kids. I mean, I'll watch scary movies sometimes with my son a little bit. It's not like I don't ever show him anything that's a little bit weird, but again, it's all about context, right? I'm not putting my kid in clothes with skulls and creepy people looking through mirrors. I'm not like regularly showing him these things. Like, he's a little kid. When we're watching scary movies, we're watching like I don't know, what's like that the Disney Halloween one with the vampires and stuff, Um, again, they're selling stuffed animals. I mean, not the worst thing in the world, but weird. Black and white again. A little girl with a bag over her head? Like, are we serious here? In a dirty, weird room, looking, as she says, abused? This is a kid's clothing line. Right. So somebody said, so yeah, New World or New Order is from the 80s, but the skulls was not a thing. Okay. And then Somebody else. Yeah, that's basically my reaction. And okay, a tarred teddy bear. To me, there's like this screams like racial overtones, tarring, feathering, hanging things. Again, we're giving this to a kid. Why am I going to give a kid a teddy bear that's all disgusting and gross? I have to buy it like that? You see the kids like dragging around those teddy bears that they've had for years and years and they look all raggedy and nasty. No, they want you to buy it like that. And they call it Teddy Bear Turnaround Tar Bear by the talented Maddie Biaggi. They call it the Tar Teddy Bear. Why? Kids, life is beautiful. All right, and then we have like some gender neutral underwear. Like, I mean, I'm fine with that. I wear those boxer briefs sometimes. I find them more comfortable depending on if I'm like wearing sweatpants or something. All right, you can number them. Again, this isn't like the worst thing in the world, but like, what does it mean? Like, what's the point? Is my kid just a number in the system? Now that I'm actually thinking about it, kind of gives me like the vibes from how the Nazis used to number their prisoners, Jews and other people. They would give them the tattoos, right? It's sort of just like priming the kids, like, oh, you're just a number in the system. Maybe I'm overthinking. Oh, and it's only cost $40. Don't worry. More creepy looking. It's just like, again, I want my kid to be like bright colors, cute. I mean, if we're trying to dress them a little edgy and cool, like, I don't know, like put a little leather jacket or something on them, like some cute, like some sneakers. I don't know. This is not it though. And then just a bunch of the kids all together. Like I like these star pants. I'm cool with like the star pants. I mean, like the cross, like I guess it's like what you would see like the first aid cross. I mean, you see in other places, it's not bad. On its own, the ABCDs sweater is not bad. So like there are some okay individual pieces, but as a set with these skulls and then here, look at this thing. Okay, so the star thing, okay, but then the cap with the demon horns? Like, are babies demons? I don't know. Maybe it's a Halloween costume? Like, are we having a fun little Halloween costume here? I don't know. But I do know that it's creepy. I do know that I haven't seen many kids dressed in this in the past 4 years. So that's a good thing. I mean, when it cost, I don't know, what is this, $40 for a jumper? Um, that probably makes sense. Um, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Had you heard of this a clothing line before? Have you seen anybody wear these before? Was there something going on in 2018 that I'm not aware of? And there's like a context that makes this make way more sense. And what's interesting now, actually thinking that this is 2018 and not 2022, is there were so many different little seeds of this gender trend that you can see when you look back. And as good people, as people who are, trying to lift themselves up and do better and work their way through the system and I do believe in the idea of America. You just want, oh, this just, nothing, whatever, just one weird celebrity doing something weird. No big deal. We can't get mad every time does something that we don't like. This is a free society. People can express ideas as they want. But then I bring us up to 2022 or I'm sorry, 2020 till now, where we see this culture of silence where, people might tell you quietly whisper in your ear or send you a little DM saying, "Oh, I support you. I'm with you." But they're not willing to stand up, right? Like, yeah, the shutdown's been going on a long time. We really should open up, but we're just trying to make everybody safe. The government's trying to do the right thing. It I just think that we need to stop compromising our morals for the sake of, I don't know, short-term peace, right? Short-term seeming prosperity, right? It just seems that we've been told that we have to give up right after right after right, and just a little bit at a time, right? Little piece at a time, because, well, you want to make it through the system. You want to support your family, right? You want to make money. You want people to respect you. We have a good thing going here. You have to look the other way here and there. No big deal. So the question is, where is the line, right? What is the restraining element, right? When is it time to stand up? When do the ends justify the means? What ends justify what means in what context? So these are definitely questions I'm thinking about regularly, in particularly in this landscape of where, again, I agree with the idea of America. And I I have I own a condo. I'm able to navigate the system in a way that I can prosper even after all the things that happened with the vaccine mandates and stuff this year. I could find a way to navigate the system and make it and work the system. And what am I trying to say here? I'm comfortable, right? If I wanted to be, I could be comfortable. Even when I didn't have a job, I had heat, I had TV, I had a comfortable couch. But at what point do we have to be willing to give up some of that comfortability so that our children, yes, Celine Dion, my child, can have the same? At what point am I just buying a little bit more time of comfortability now, but totally just giving up the future, right? In 2018, if we had started standing up against a lot of this stuff, would we be where we are today? Right? At what point is enough enough? I don't know. It's a line I'm trying to figure out myself. Definitely let me know down in the comments what your lines are. How does your moral compass navigate this world, right? How do we get to the world that we want it to be by navigating the world as it is? Again, let me know in those comments down below. Make sure you're following me over on Instagram at Teaching Liberty. I'm on Twitter at TeachLiberty1. We're going to be making big moves this summer for we the people. And you can always catch everything over at teachingliberty.org. Remember, I love your beautiful face. Let's stay free, people.